Hello everyone and welcome back to another Lost Ark video. Today we're going to talk about gear hunting and gear transfer. So how do you actually upgrade your gear and how do you transfer stats from an item to another item? So basically next to me, if we could actually see it from the horse, we have the little dwarf here called Gear Hunting Sinard. And basically she's the one where we can actually upgrade our gear and transfer stats. So when you talk with her, you will be seeing here you have gear hunting and gear transfer where you can upgrade the gear and you can transfer stats. But before it makes sense, I'm gonna tell you like how to get the gear and how you get the currencies to change the gear and why you would actually change stats on a gear. Like that's kind of important. So let's get the first point is how to actually get the gear and just quick. So let's talk about quick chaos dungeons, because chaos dungeons you find in Vernon Castle, you can also probably find in other places, but Vernon Castle in the top here in the military district, and you will see up here this little icon here called chaos dungeon. The chaos dungeon is going to give you the first set. So basically when you get to 250 gear score, you can get a full set of 302 items. But then you will see, well, when you have full 302 items like this character, pretty good example, full 302 items and basically like ready to do the next chaos dungeon. So you go to the next chaos dungeon and you'll be like, hey, wait a minute. That requires 340, but this gear is only 302. How the hell do I get 340? How do I upgrade my gear? And I'm gonna show you how to do that, because when you do chaos dungeons, you're gonna get these currencies down here. The red ones here is for upgrading your weapon. This one is for upgrading your armor. It's also said used for hunting armor, used for hunting armor, or it actually also says used for hunting armor, but the red one is actually for weapon, the blue one is for armor, and the green one here is for both. You need them for both. Then you also get this currency here called harmony shard, which you also need. You can find it in the top left corner up here where it has currency, and you can see here harmony shards. You also need that. So basically do chaos dungeon twice a day and you will get shards to upgrade, and also do your guardian raid twice a day, because it's also going to give you exactly the same currencies, so you can upgrade it. It's super cool, super cool. So after you do that, you want to go down and visit the gear hunting all the way down here. So you can just take the tripod here and get down to the gear hunting. So basically you can see down here again at the right corner with the hammer icon here, gear hunting, we have this character here called Sinard. When you talk with her, then you will be seeing your items here. In default, it shows all your items, so both the items you have in your inventory and what you have on. So I highly recommend to take the drop down in the top left corner and pick equipped, so you only see the items you actually have on, and so you don't miss upgrade an item in your inventory. That would be pretty bad. So basically what you're going to do here is you click on one of your items, for example the headgear, and you can see it requires the blue crystals, as I said, and the green ones, and weapon is using the red crystals and the green ones. So the first thing you're going to do is you can see on the right side, this is the stats you're basically getting when you upgrade the gear. Like all the stats it's going to upgrade, and the same with the weapon, like how much weapon power it's going to give for each upgrade. It's pretty insane. So what you're going to do when you upgrade it is, for example, we're going to take the helmet. So here you see, here we have the helmet, and I basically have it equipped. So if I look close down here, it's equipped here, 302 gear score. So you talk with her, click on gear hunting, click on the headgear, and I will click on upgrade. You basically need this one to gear. It's kind of like XP. You need to get it up on 100. So you click on upgrade. Then you have to put in these harmony shards. As I showed you before, you get them from chaos dungeons and guardian raids, and you basically want to put the max in. You need it to 100% get in. So I have 13,000, but I actually only need 450 for getting upgrade this one. And it's also going to cost me 900 silver. So fine, upgrade. This is not going to upgrade the item. This is basically just making it ready to now be an upgrade. It's basically like an item. You just like, you know, make warm. So now you can like hammer it into an item. So basically what I can do now, click is gear hunting. And you can see it's going to cost 19 harmony shards, 90 harmony shards. It's going to cost me 90 these guardian stone, the blue stones, and 2 of the green ones. As you can see, I have plenty on this character. It's another character I just created. So I'm gonna click on gear hunting, and basically here you can see the success rate is 100% to actually being able to do that. It's gonna change when you come later in the game, when you get up to like tier 2, tier 3. That's gonna change. Then it's not gonna be 100% all the time, and then you can use the star breath to increase your chance to actually success. What happens if you fail is your item is not going to destroy. It's just going to like, fail, and the resources you just used on the upgrade is just going to like, vanish. That's everything. So don't worry, you're not going to lose your gear. So because I have 100, I'm just going to say gear hunting. I'm sorry if I'm saying the word wrong, but I think like it's gear hunting. I don't know, hunting, I don't know. You can tell me in the comment. But so you can see here now I just upgraded my headgear. So now it's instead it's not anymore 302, it's 320 now, which is insane. So okay, and now you can go out, go into my, you can see like here my character, and you can see my gear score just changed up to 305. And my item here is now 320. Basically, you want to do that now with all your items, one by one by one by one. And you can basically click here on shoulder piece. Again, put in the shards, upgrade with the shards, gear hunting, and there we go. And you're going to keep doing that. You're going to keep doing that up till 600, because then when you get to 600, the chaos dungeon is going to get you a new set of items, which you're going to use instead. And then you're probably thinking, what about the items I've just been upgrading for days? When I get a new item, am I just like gonna, dismantle the items that I just had, or can I actually use it into something? And I'll show you. So I'm going to show you why you need gear transfer in this game, because when you unlock at 340 gear score, you're going to unlock something called Abyssal Dungeons. Basically, Abyssal Dungeons is going to unlock epic gear for you. So this crystal here called Knight's Oath is going to enable you to actually create epic gear. And in my inventory, you will see here I have a sword, which is the same sword as I have now, just not upgraded. And it's also called, it's basically the same sword, but it's an epic version. How I did that was I went into this Abyssal dungeon, I got 5 of these stones, Knight Oath, and I created my weapon. So basically, when you do these Abyssal dungeons, you're gonna get items where you can create basically epic items, and when you get strong enough to do the next one here on 460, then you get one to create legendary items. It's really cool. You basically just do them, like you can do this one weekly, so you can do this one weekly, you can do this one weekly on each character. So basically you can keep doing these on your different characters, and then you get these ones which are untradeable. But basically on your same character, you do this one, and then you get like all these orbs, so you can create epic gear and replace. So you can see here, this one even down here, this one is even having a chance to drop the epic gear, you can see here. But the thing is, it has the same stats. Well, it's basically the same items as your blue items. The difference here is that it has a set bonus. So you can see down here, basic effects is basically the same bonus effect. Of course, there may be some different stats, but it has a gear set. As you can see in the bottom, 2 set bonus. If I have 2 of these epic on my character, I get attack speed 8%. And if I have 5, I get 10% additionally damage, which is kind of insane. And if we go to the next page where we can see the legendary armor, it's basically going to like have, of course, some great stats, but now down on the set bonuses, it has even more things. Now on the set bonus 1 is move speed by 8%, and the last one is attack power for 4% for 8 seconds, up to 12 when attack a monster boss rank or above. And so basically it's like better items you're crafting all the time. But you basically do these Abyssal dungeons and you get these orbs, and I'm going to show you what happens then, because then you're going to go down here in the right corner to the tripod, and you basically move down here in the corner where you find this green sword called Craft Abyss Equipment. Because when you then do these Abyssal dungeons, you will get, again, as I said, these orbs here, as you can see here, these orbs, and which means that you can then craft a sword for 5, a helmet for 2, a chest for 2, a legs for 2, hands for 2, and shoulders. When I did my first one, the first one of them, I got 5, which is why I used it on the weapon. So that was pretty cool. So that means now I have the weapon. But as you can see, it's kind of sad because I've just upgraded my normal weapon 5 times, and now the epic one is not upgraded. So basically I would have to upgrade my weapon 5 times before being able to use it as if worth it. But that is why we have gear transfer. That is why. So when we go back to the gear hunting window up here, just all the way up here, you can see here, it is so smart. You're going to be mind blown. You talk with the gear hunting again, but this time you're going to go on the second tab here called gear transfer. You put in basically the item here that you want, like not that one. Stop. You put in the item you want to keep. gear transfer. There we go. This is the one I want to keep. And this is the item I want to change the stats with. So basically what's going to happen is this epic item here is going to take over all the upgrades from the blue one. Yeah, it's so cool. So basically now you can see my one down here is going to get, it's going to get like 5+. And the cool thing is, look at the damage. It's the same basic effect, but the bonus effect is higher. That is also because the quality is like much better. You can see 55 versus 11. That's also going to help it. But still, I'm doing this to get my set bonus. So I'm going to say gear transfer, and again, it costs 1,500. So gear transfer, okie dokie, gear transferring, boom, boom, boom. There we go. I now have an epic item, and it's so cool. So I can go in here, equip it, and boom. We can go in here and hide my skin. There we go. The epic sword. And it's cool. It's cool. Like now it's finally like funny now, because now I'm getting epic weapons, which is like insane. Like it's really cool. And then as I showed you before, then you do the Abyss dungeon on 40-60, and then you get legendary shards. And oh, let me show you that. I didn't show you that. Sorry. I'm so sorry. So you can see down again here at the Abyss craft station. Gonna go all the way down here again. When you go to her, you will be seeing here that this is basically a tab. The next tab is here where you need 46. And that's why you, as I showed you, that's why you need these stones instead, where you can then create a legendary version. And the legendary version can then be, again, then you do this the gear transfer one more time to change, you know, so all the upgrades from your epic one is going to go into your legendary one. It is such a cool feature. So you're basically going to do cast dungeon, you're going to do guardian raids for upgrading your gear and getting better gear, but you're going to use abyssal dungeons to get better versions of the gear. Do you see the pattern? Like cast dungeons to get the gear and currencies to upgrade it, guardian raids for upgrading it for currencies, and then you have the abyssal dungeon, which is basically going to help you get epic and legendary versions. So freaking cool. And as you can see, I'm only here now, so I've just created my first weapon. So now I'm going to do the next abyssal dungeon. I'm going to get like my next, I'm going to like then create my helmet, chest, pants, hands, shoulders, and so on. And in the end, I will be getting a full epic set. Then I'm going to do the 40-60 abyssal dungeon, and I'm going to get full legendary set. And then I know you're going to be sad now, because then you might ask, okay, because then you might ask, because these items we're creating right now is in low tier. That's not the items we're going to keep forever, because eventually you're going to get to 600 gear score in chaos dungeons. And what's going to happen then? Because here you can see gear score 600 for doing this one, and you're going to get your next tier 2 armor. This is basically a tier 2 armor. And what then? Like what then? Because now you're going to get this tier 2 armor, which is 802 gear score, which is insane, like really strong. But what about your old armor? What are you going to do with that? And the cool thing is, and I'm just going to say it here because I cannot show it because I basically cannot get the item yet. But the cool thing is, you will go down to your gear transfer, tell them, I want to keep my tier 2 item, put in taking the stats from your tier 1 item, and it's going to transfer over the levels. The thing is, your tier 2 item is much stronger, so it's not going to take like 1-to-1 level. So if, for example, if my helmet was level 5 on tier 1, you can see in the bottom here and in the middle of the screen, if my helmet was tier 5, let's say 14 to get up to 600, if that's what's required, it's not going to make my tier 2 plus 16. It's probably, as I've seen a few guides on, you know, like what level it actually does, and it sounds like it's somewhere between level +1, +2, or +3. So basically you're going to sacrifice your +14 helmet, and you get then a tier 2 +1 or +2 helmet. I know it's kind of sad because you're like, oh, it's my legendary, it's +14, it's my beautiful item, and now I'm basically destroying it so my tier 2 blue item can get +1. And I know that's just how it is, it's just the nature. Because then you're going to get your tier 2 item here. You're going to go after that, of course you're going to upgrade it, then you're going to go into Abyssal, like you can see like Abyssal dungeons here. And again, what you're going to do is then you're going to get your epic version, for the tier 2 item, which again, you're gonna go down, you get a currency, you're gonna get it from drop here, you can get a currency where you can actually create it. You're gonna go down and gear transfer your tier 2 blue into tier 2 purple, and again on the next one here, it's gonna give you a currency so you can create legendary 802 gear, and the next one is also gonna be able to, oh actually, wow, that actually changed the look of the, wow, that helmet looks so cool. But then here you can see, then you have your tier 2 helmet, and it's basically, again, just gonna, you know, get you legendary. You go down to the gear hunting guy, you're gonna say gear transfer, you're gonna transfer the epic one stats into the legendary one, and of course that's 1-to-1. So if your epic is like level 14, your legendary is also going to be 14. It's only when you go from tier 2 gear to tier 3 gear, then it's not going to be 1-to-1, then it's only going to be at like a little percentage. And the same again when you get to like which one is it then it's level tier 3 here. When you get to tier 3 in the game, which is this one here called Punica, then you can need 1100 gear score. It's going to give you this armor here, which is 1300, and you start over again. Then you take your tier 2 item into the gear transfer, put in first your tier 3, which you just got here. Then you're going to sacrifice your tier 2 armor, gear transfer it, and you're probably going to get like +1 or +2 on your tier 3 item. And the same you're going to do again. You're going to go also to the Abyssal dungeon here, and you're going to get the currencies for actually upgrading your like your item down there. So I hope it kind of makes sense what I'm trying to tell you. I hope you really see the pattern. That first you get your first item, you upgrade it, upgrade it, upgrade it. You do Abyssal dungeon, you make it into an epic item, you upgrade it, upgrade it, upgrade it. Then you get into like the stronger Abyssal dungeon and upgrade then now to a legendary item, and you upgrade, 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 and suddenly you have 600 gear score, and now you can get your tier 2 armor, which then you sacrifice your tier 1 armor, get your tier 2 armor stronger, and you do exactly the same thing in tier 2, and then you get to tier 3 armor, and you sacrifice your tier 2 armor into your tier 3 armor, and you grind up again. I really hope it makes sense for you, because I'm really trying to like put it out in an easy way. And again, if you go down here in the map here to the guy who can create Abyssal gear, you can see the last one here is for your tier 3 items. Down here where you need these materials, which you're also going to get from Abyssal dungeons, which is then going to make like the legendary version again. So again, first you create your tier 3 epic, and then tier 3 legendary, which is going to have better set bonuses. So I really was keen to make this video because I understand all this system now. This video here is basically making you understand the whole gear grind and how it works with tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. And first of all, it was like planned that we only should have tier 1 in this game, maybe tier 2, but you know, we got up all the way up to tier 3. So that's kind of like that. But yeah, I hope my message got cleared out, or else let me know in the comments and I'm gonna make a even better version. But I think like I got pretty good explained. Like, you first get your gear, you upgrade it, then you gotta make it into an epic one, into a legendary one, then you're gonna get tier 2 armor, you gotta sacrifice your tier 1 armor, and circle. There we go. So sorry for a long video. I don't have a potato I can show you. No, that's a meme, you know. Sorry for a long post. He's a potato. Okay. Thanks for watching. I hope this video made sense. It does for me, so I really understand now how to get the best gear in the game. Now I just have to start it, but you know, I keep doing videos, so I'm forgetting to play the game because I'm doing videos. But again, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if this video was helpful for you. I'm keen to know, and I'll see you in another video. And remember to subscribe if you want to see more Lost Ark content, because I love this game and I'm just going to make much more content about it. And I'm also going to stream it on here YouTube. So thanks, man. Thanks for the support.